Rightio, ladies and gentlemen, so today we're going to be doing a slightly more advanced guide than we usually would. So today we're going to be talking about 5 easily correctable mistakes that new players and slightly more experienced players do. Yeah, I know that sounds like a mouthful, but it really isn't. So let's get into some of these tips. If you enjoy these kinds of videos, then please consider subscribing to the channel and leaving a like on the video. The last tutorial I made got a lot of love, and I feel like if we redo it, more people will like them. So let's go ahead and test that theory out, shall we? Let's go for 25 likes on this video. Okay, let's do this. Right, so the first tip that I have in mind for you guys is actually a little obvious. Now, I see this all the time. I always see people not healing up after a fight. So let's just say you've just come out of a fight. It was very, very tight, but you barely won it with a couple hundred of hit points to spare. Now, what would be logical to do for that matter would be to go away and heal up. But for some reason, so many people neglect that and instead just straight up go for the cubes that are in the middle. And they just farm them before they heal up a little bit. Now, to correct this habit, I suggest that you spend a little bit of time and wait for your health to get back up to around 75% at least. Any more than that is actually going to help you out a lot. But I recommend that you have at least 75% health, because you never know if anybody can sneak up on you, and this could end up being very, very bad for you. Especially owing to the fact that you can lose a lot of trophies very fast. So, next time you go for a fight, remember to go ahead and heal up first. Okay, so the second tip is actually a little more annoying or more prominent than the average. So say you're playing in a 3v3 mode, most notably gem grab. So, when you're playing gem grab, you're usually going to want to get your hands on those gems. But what you don't know is that a lot of people actually go for the center and stay there. Like, when they camp the gems and they get to 10 gems, they still stand in the middle. Now, this is something that annoys me so much, given the fact that when I play the usual games at my current trophy range, usually everybody just tries to up and leave or try to go back to spawn, so that if they die, they can go back and pick up the gems or be able to take out the enemy before they get the chance to run away with all the gems and ultimately win the game. Now, what I would suggest is to start getting used to picking up all the gems, and if you get low or if your countdown starts when you get to 10 gems, to simply back up right behind here or to simply find a little corner to hide in. If you get found out, then you can always defend yourself using your attacks. And this should help out a ton, owing to the fact that I see so many people do the same trick. And I'm going to apply it right here. So we have 10 gems. Now, we're going to run back because I'm trying to stay safe now. I am, but I don't know about my enemies, so I'm going to get to 10 gems. Oh, lag. I'm going to get to 10 gems and run as far back as I can, all the while keeping the enemy away from me and keeping my area control in check. This is something that a lot of people neglect, and let me tell you, it annoys me, but hopefully people will start doing this more after seeing this tutorial. Or at least I hope you will. Right, so this third tip is actually something that annoys me so much when I see it happen. So usually when you see a brawler running, when you're playing on new levels, and likely if you're one of the new players, then you likely think, oh, I can't shoot and run at the same time, or I can't aim my shots and run at the same time. That is 100% the opposite. You can run and shoot at the same time. Now, this is something that I see happen so many times it annoys me, because I've gone through this trophy range. Honestly, I've done so many box openings that the only way I can actually do them is by pushing on alt accounts, and this one was one of many that I used for these. And I've encountered this issue so many times it honestly annoys me. For example, the El Primo is suddenly stopped moving. Now, my bear is just laying shots. He's still busy aiming his super and shots. And this only has the right idea. She knows how to do it, which is good. But what this Poco just did was not smart. But what annoys me the most is when people simply don't run and aim their shots at the same time. This is something that is easily correctable by having your hands on both crosshairs while you're doing this, in order to not only be able to run, but to also be able to try to predict where the enemy's gonna go. So, moral of the story, just aim your shots, please. Now, this next tip is actually a little more generalized. I see this very often for some reason, and it's just becoming more and more prominent. When you're playing Brawl Stars, you're likely gonna get jump scared or surprised when somebody pops out of a bush and starts lasering you. And chances are you'll start spamming auto aim and just doing everything you can to take them out, just like I kind of did with this guy. But don't do that. It's a bad idea because you'll just miss most of your shots and you'll likely just get taken out faster and you'll look like a clown. So here's what I suggest. Keep a cool expression and expect anything that might jump out at you. Seriously, this helps out so much when you know how to do it. And overall, just try not to get yourself on top of brawlers, because you're gonna have to expect somebody to be hiding in a bush. There is no way that somebody is not going to be hiding in a bush, so just expect any attack or ambush from anywhere. And so, the final tip. Yep, we've made it to the last one, ladies and gentlemen. And so what might you ask am I still missing or still have to say? Well, it's how to aim your shots better. It's obvious that you're not going to start aiming your shots really well all of a sudden, and auto-aim is not going to work further than around 200-300 trophies, and only with select brawlers will it work beyond that point. So this is going to be a little hard, but what I do condone in order to help with your aim is to simply practice in bot lobbies. Now, if they're not to your liking, then you can always go ahead and grab a friend. Oh, I almost missed him. But you can always go ahead and grab a friend, and you guys can both get in the same lobby, block off all the bots, and practice shoot on each other. That way you can practice your aim, do better, and overall you can improve your skill cap, which certainly helps out a lot. Especially in a game where skill is very important beyond a certain rank, or beyond a certain point. So, aiming your shots gives you a competitive advantage in advance, and being able to trace properly or to predict your shots is certainly going to give you a major one-up as well. So if you continuously do these 5 steps, you should have no problem becoming better at the game. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for today's tutorial. If you guys enjoyed this, please consider subscribing. Leaving a like on the video also helps. And thank you so much for watching. This is Mythiccell, checking out for another afternoon. I'll see you guys with a new one soon. Peace out.